Hey, how's it going everyone? My name's Altus, welcome back to another video. As you can probably see from the title, this one is, I'm kind of just going to be discussing whether or not I feel like Rogue Lineage is worth buying or not, in its current state and at this point in the game's lifetime, and, yeah, I'll get to all that stuff later. I don't really have a script for this video. I'm kind of just ad-libbing it while I play Arsenal, because it's like the only game I play in Roblox right now. But anyway, so yeah, basically, there's kind of a few basic things that you have to consider when buying the game, and that is, in essence, the community, the developers and updates, how much it costs, and what the actual gameplay is like. The game only costs 350 Robux, which is really cheap, for, you know, in the grand scheme of things, for the amount of content that the game provides, $5, or if you get it off of a third-party site, it's probably like $2, or, no, not even that, because you can get like 1,000 Robux for $1, or, yeah, $1. But, yeah, it's kinda, yeah. It's pretty good content for the game. My general philosophy is that for every hour of game time, the game should have $1 added to it. So if you're not buying from a third-party Robux dealer, then the game's gonna be, holy crap, I'm doing bad. The game's gonna be $5, and that means 5 hours of content at least for the game to be, you know, serve its worth. And Rogue Lineage more than lives up for 5 hours of content, definitely. You know, every day in game is an hour, and to even get a lot of things you need like 3 days, which is 3 hours. So, and you're gonna be doing that a lot. And trust me, the game is highly addicting. You're gonna be going through hours and hours on different lives and different, you know, classes and even different accounts. So, honestly, on the scale of, you know, cost and worth, I would say it gets a 10 out of 10 for the amount it's worth. And another thing that you really have to consider when deciding whether you want to get the game or not is the actual content within the game. This is like the main thing, you know. If you're gonna play, is it actually gonna be fun, and what do you do? And that all can be found on, you know, different videos, the wiki, whatnot, but, you know, the game does not have a tutorial. It's really hard, as, you know, described by the description. It's a game with little to no hand-holding, and play at your own risk, and that's pretty accurate. It's a very hard game, but it's also really addicting, because I'm honestly not sure how they made it so addicting, but the aspect of it, of just, like, you know, progressing over and over again, it's just really, it really catches you. I'm not sure how they do it, but it makes you want to come back every single time, and even when you die and lose all of your lives, and you are really far on a one progression, and you really don't want to lose it, and then someone wipes you, really the worst thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna quit the game for like a couple days, maybe a week max, and you're gonna come back and you're gonna do it all again, and the cycle's just gonna repeat. And, you know, that's pretty much how Rogue Lineage works. You know, I haven't played the game probably since February this year. That's just because I started to lose interest in it after playing it for so long. The game is still really fun. It's just a couple other aspects of the game that I did not particularly like, such as the community and just the management and mods. But I'm gonna get to that next. But overall, the playability of the game, I don't really want to spoil too much if you're gonna get it. I want you to experience all of it on your own. I'd give it a 8 out of 10 on the fun scale. It is very, you know, angering. You're gonna rage a lot. You're gonna quit a lot. You're gonna die a lot, and, you know, you just gotta go through all that stuff to get good and to actually experience the game. So the next, you know, section, I guess, that to go over is probably the community. The community is a really big part of this game, because you know, it's a multiplayer game, and you're gonna be fighting pretty much everyone you see. So if you've ever played survival multiplayer games such as Ark or Rust, you know, games like that, you know already the type of community that Rogue's gonna have. Basically everyone's a dick. You can't trust anybody. Everyone is playing for their own gain. You're barely gonna find any nice people. There's no reason for people to be nice, as if it's not to their benefit. If something does not benefit someone, they're not gonna do it. So no one's gonna help you. Everyone's gonna kill you, because you know that's how you progress and whatnot. So the community is extremely toxic. Ultras, which is the max, or not the max, but it's the second highest class tier in the game. They're gonna kill you right when you spawn for absolutely no reason, just for the giggles, you know. It's a really toxic game, but it's very comparable to games such as Ark and Rust, because that's just the type of game it is. No one's gonna do anything to help you if it doesn't benefit them, because no one wants to lose their hours of work, so they're gonna kill you and get rid of your hours of work to do so. So, you know, that's just how the game does, and if you don't adapt, then you're gonna fall victim to it. But community-wise, I would give it a, I don't know, 3 probably. I mean, I know that the community's supposed to be toxic, but it kind of goes over the edge, and pretty much every survival multiplayer game does. Even on Ark, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I have hundreds of hours on it across multiple platforms, I would even give that like a 1 on the community. But even though it has a horrible community score, the game's still amazing. That same things with Rogue. You can't let the community take away from your experience just because, you know, that's a part of the game. So yeah, you just gotta adapt to the play style, or it's gonna leave you in the dust. Alright, so our next category is developers and management. So the developer, there's 2 main developers. There's probably others for like assets and whatnot. You can see the credits when you load into the game. But the game is directly managed by moderators that the developers appoint, and the moderators basically deal with every aspect of the game. There's multiple levels of moderators for, you know, the experience levels, and the higher the moderator rank, the more they manage. But the thing is, there's a lot of evidence against mods being very corrupt and not caring what they're doing. I've made a video on that in the past. People have done it, you know, you'll experience it in game. You know, like moderators banning people for basically no reason. And not all the moderators are like that. I mean, if you want more info on that, you can go watch a video on it, or you know, whatnot. But I don't want to get into that right now. But overall, mod-wise, management-wise, I'd give it like a 4 maybe, max. And then the developers themselves, they're pretty decent. They're good developers. They know what they're doing. The thing is, the updates are pretty infrequent, and you can see major updates that actually change the game coming out, you know, months after each other. Like one update, they wait a month, do another one. They do a lot of silent updates, but that's pretty much just balancing because they can barely ever get something right. And yeah, that's just the developers. But I mean, they are overall good developers. They just get a bad rap because they're not very efficient, in my opinion. So developers, I'd give 5. They've been getting a little better. If you look in the updates channel of the Discord, they do updates, you know, decently frequently now. Not as infrequently as they did before, but you know, it's still kind of infrequent. I haven't played the game in a while, so I don't really know much of what they've added. But from what I have seen in the Discord, they've been getting a little better, especially since, you know, they're releasing a new game soon, which I'll get into after this. So I mean, yeah, they're decent. They're not the greatest. They're not like AAA developers, so it's not, you can't expect much from them. But they could be better. I'm gonna give them a 5. All right, and I'm not sure if this is finally, but another thing to consider if you are gonna, think about getting the game. The developers are making a new game called Deepwoken, and this is set to release fall of this year. So, at the latest, it's gonna come out November, if their word is true. Which, a lot of times developers have not stick to their word, but I'm trusting them on this since it's, it's been so long since they announced it. It was the end of 2019 since they announced it. They've shown a lot of development pictures, which I'll show up on screen right now. It looks really good, and the best part about it, in my opinion, is that it's focusing more on the PvE side of things. Rogue Lineage barely has any, passive mods, AI, just pretty much any mob in the game you kill for class XP, and then you never do anything else with them. So this game looks pretty cool. It looks more like a PvE VP game instead of just PvP, with emphasis on the E, less on the P. There's still going to be PvP aspects, which, obviously, but there's also going to be a lot of PvE. So I think it's going to be pretty fun. Especially with less grind, I guess. I mean, there's still going to be grind. It's just not going to be the same type of grind. Like in Rogue, it's kind of really repetitive. You just kill people or jail people that kill people, and then kill, the monsters, and then farm silver, and then you get your class. That's pretty much all you do. So Rogue is really repetitive in that manner, but I think Deepwoken is going to improve upon that. But anyway, this is not a review of Deepwoken. I'm just saying they are releasing a new game soon that will be similar to Rogue, if not even better, which I'm no doubt in my mind that it will be better. So a lot of the current Rogue Lineage population is going to transfer over to Deepwoken. That's just a fact. Unless the game absolutely sucks, they're going to stay, I assume, because even the players that play Rogue Lineage right now hate the game. I'm sure if you ask any Rogue Lineage player, 9 out of 10 will say that the game sucks and that they want to stop, but it's just way too addicting for them to stop, and they're just way too far in, they can't stop. But once Deepwoken releases, a lot of the population is going to transfer over to Deepwoken. That's just a fact. So, if you buy it now, you might only have a couple months of actual playtime until, a lot of the population of Rogue leaves, and that might be a good thing because there's less people to worry about, but it kind of takes away from the experience too, because you're supposed to have a lot of people in servers, so that there's more of a threat. So if you do get Rogue right now, it might be empty servers within a couple months. That's not a fact, don't quote me on it, but it can very well happen. So overall, I think that my consensus is that as of now, don't buy the game, mainly because Deepwoken is releasing soon, and you should just save your money for that. If you're on a tight budget or something, you can only buy one. I would get Deepwoken. I would wait for Deepwoken. It's gonna be newer. It's gonna be better. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot bigger. Just overall, the project size is bigger and the map is bigger, and so my general consensus is do not get the game right now. Wait for Deepwoken. If Deepwoken is not very good, get Rogue. Or, I mean, you could get Rogue now, try it out, so that you can understand the type of game Deepwoken's going to be if you have the money for that. But as of now, in the current state of the game, I would not recommend Rogue. It's not a horrible game. It's just super addicting. There's really no point in getting yourself into that right now. But if you really want to, go for it. I'm not gonna say no, don't ever get the game, but I would not recommend it as of now. So yeah, that's basically just my thoughts right now, from someone that's, I wouldn't say I'm a veteran. I started playing early 2020 and the game released probably a year before I started playing. So I'm not really a veteran, but I do have a lot of experience. That's just, that's just my opinion. I haven't played the game in a while, so I may be a little biased, but overall, yeah, that's just my opinion right now. yeah, sorry if this was kind of a bad video. I don't know. I was trying to take a more laid back approach, no script or anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. When Deepwoken does release though, I will be making videos on it. You know, I want to start making tutorials and whatnot as soon as possible, as soon as it comes out. So stay tuned for that stuff and whatnot. And yeah, I'm gonna continue making Rogue videos until then, I think. Maybe some Arc, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.